Hi all, good evening. So we're continuing sales management discussions. During the last few sessions, we were talking about sales territory, and it is the continuation of sales territory. This is about sales quota. Let me tell you that the sales territory and sales quota both are highly connected each other. So, in order to have the best sales results for an organization, they must seriously take care of both sales territory and sales quota. So seriously, they have to approach these two sales terms quite seriously. As we saw that in the case of sales territory, it was about deciding a boundary, deciding an area where each and every executive is supposed to work to generate the sales. But when it comes to sales quota, it is all about generating the amount of sales. It is about achieving the sales results, and that should be in numbers, and that should be in revenue, or that should be in the volume. So that is what exactly we say that sales quota. So sales quota, in simple words, we can say that it is sales target. I think the word target is quite familiar to everyone, and it is one of the most irritating word people who are in the sales profession they always be always troubled with. So in the case of sales quota or sales target, before we move on to the actual definition and other objectives and so on, the theoretical part of the sales quota, let's have a brief understanding about what is the dynamics of sales quota. Okay, during the second phase of this discussion, my intention is to give you how important sales quota in terms of bringing the best sales results for your organization. Rather, I'll try to focus more on the dynamics of sales quota decisions, sales quota planning, and sales quota management. So, as I said just now, sales quota is nothing but it's a sales target. Now, at the macro level, every company must be having a national level sales target plan. Every company will come up with their respective sales targets plan for their different products, and most of the companies will specify or will decide this national level sales target plan during their annual marketing plan itself. So they will specify the product A has to be achieved this much in the next operational year, product B has to be achieved this much in the next operational year. And suppose if they have 10 different products in their portfolio, 10 of their different products must be having different numbers to be achieved, and they will specify it in their annual marketing plan, and this has to be achieved in their next operational year. Now, in order to make this number achievable and to be more controlled, what the company will do is that the next operational year may be further divided into different months or different quarters. So you must have heard of these terms. Okay, next quarterly target for the unit is this much. The product A has to be achieved this much of numbers, this much of sales volume or sales figure in the first quarter, in the second quarter, third quarter. They will come up with very much clear, concrete uh, numbers or sales figures or sales volume, and which will be again specified to your respective products in your portfolio. Now, what you have to understand here is these decisions is quarterly product target decisions, sales target decisions, which are not so easy to be taken, because you must be all knowing that the in a country like India, where each quarter is entirely different from the other one. In certain quarter, you can see that few products must be having a better response from the side of the customer. In a few months, the customer may not respond positively to the. Okay, in the case of certain products, you can see a natural acceleration of its sales in few months or in few quarters, whereas the same product may not have the same acceleration in sales in few other months or few other quarters. In some other cases, you can see that the consumer will exhibit a positive trend towards shopping. They'll pick up certain specific products. They will exhibit an increasing demand of shopping behavior, a positive favorable response towards shopping of few products. So consumer is demonstrating a kind of a positive character in shopping. So that happens in some quarters and that may not happen in every quarter. So what I'm saying is, when you are becoming a sales management specialist, you must have to ensure that these are some of the specific characteristics which happens in each of these quarters or in each of these months. So which happens in different regions, which happens in different uh, places, or which happens in different districts or states. So different quarters will come up with different responses of sales. So this has to be incorporated in your national level sales target plan and in your quarterly sales target plan. Again, you'll have to see that some products, for example, consumer appliances product, will not be having a consistent sales throughout the year. In a few quarter, consumer appliances sale will hugely pick up, where in some other months, the same category of products may not come up with any reasonable amount of sales also. So this is not because of any problems of your product, or this is not because of any problems of your sales management team. It is because of purely because of the consumer demand or the product demand originates or happens at that point of time. It also happens in the case of apparels, it happens in the case of automobile. So such a positive trend or negative trend, that has to be recognized, that has to be interpreted, and you will have to make sure that this is seriously followed up in your decisions regarding sales quota planning and sales quota implementations. So this is about the quarter wise division of your national level sales target plan. And this is about the macro level scenario of a product sales targets. Now you can see that this macro level is gradually becoming a micro level sales targets. For example, if a company has 20 products and the 20 products are having 20 different national level target plans, and the national level target plan has to be further divided among various states. If it is in the case of our country, we have around 28 states. So each of the states will be having their own respective amount of target to be achieved. So a sales quota is being given to these respective states, and in order to achieve that, if they want to achieve that, they have to seriously work hard for that. So that is about state-wise target plans. But if you want to achieve your state-wise target plan, you must have to ensure that each state is again dividing or sharing its given target among its various states, I mean among its various regions or among various districts which is coming under the state. Some companies will follow regional plans initially. For example, they will divide the entire state as northern region, southern region, western region, and eastern region. And in each region, they will specify which are the districts coming under. So each district and each region will be given a target. So region target will be higher, and the districts which are coming under those regions, the targets will be slightly coming down. So regional target has to be achieved, district wise target has to be achieved. From the district level, there has to be a number of branches attached to each of this district. For example, if a district has 15 branches working under that district, so 15 branches are having its own respective targets to be achieved. And everyone knows, most of the sales executives, you people would be attached to a branch. So you become a sales executive, and the people who are becoming a sales executive, when they are working with a branch, they will also have their own individual targets to be achieved. Now, how you are going to achieve your result? If you are an executive working for a particular company, you will be associating with, or you will be in control of few distributors, dealers, or retailers. So these are the people where the last level of sales happens, where the customer will pick up the product. So you will have to manage a group of distributors, dealers, and retailers. Probably that would be the last part of your chain. So these people will help you to achieve your target. And this distributors, dealers, retailers, they are all attached with a particular target. So what I'm saying is, this national level sales target plan is being shared and divided among various units like this. These units can be regional unit or district unit or branch wise unit or individual executive as a unit, then distributor as a unit, dealer and retailer as a unit. Everyone is given certain incentives, everyone is offered with some commission, everyone is offered with some support. So they will all work hard to achieve their own respective amount of target. So when the retailer is achieving the target, naturally the distributor and dealer will achieve their target. Naturally, the executive will be able to accomplish his target. So that happens through that entire chain, and finally the company would be able to achieve its national level sales target. So this is the dynamics of sales target plan in the macro level and in the micro level. So this has to be worked continuously and consistently, and you can see the complexity in decision making, and you must have to ensure that there is a proper thorough investigation of the market space is happening. As I began in the presentation, it was talking about the quarter wise characteristics should be learned thoroughly, regional wise characteristics should be learned thoroughly, state wise characteristics must be learned thoroughly. So everything has to be followed up carefully. For example, if we're taking the case of Kerala and Tamil Nadu, if you're putting quarterly target for Kerala for a particular quarter may not be the same with the region, I mean the state like Tamil Nadu, because the consumer demand would be different in both the states in a particular quarter, and also the scenario existing in that quarter in both the states would be entirely different. So you will have to consider all these aspects seriously, and this has to be systematically done, this has to be scientifically done. Then only you will be able to come up with a final output in your sales targets decisions. And in most of the cases, you can just imagine India is a country where 28 states, hundreds of districts, thousands of cities, and thousands of distributors, retailers, and more huge number of retailers. When these people are all working together, you can see the difficulty in managing the data. These people are all giving you some real-time updates about the market, information about the customer, information about the competitor products, information about the feedback of one of your contest, information about the quality of your product, information about the sales achievement of your target. A lot of informations are being expected by these people, and these people are all consistently delivering it to the company. So the company has to accept all these informations. They have to ensure that every information is accessed to their analytical team, and this analytical team is continuously working hard to come up with some real insights which can be again applied to the market, so that they can take some decisions, they can fine tune their decisions, they can change their sales approach, they can change their sales target, they can redesign their sales territory, they can redesign their sales contest, they can offer a product which is having a slight more advantage. They can offer a kind of an advantage to the customer which was not offered in the beginning. So they can all make some huge amount of changes in